Okay, so next up, please welcome Ahmad.
I saw a man today. He was the common stereotype. A man constructed of pitiful assumptions, a type we mutter under our breath when we walk by. He sits outside Central Station. A shelter he uses to shelter recycled excuses when people rushing by him pretend to tap on their breast pockets whenever he stretches out his hand. He holds a cardboard piece that reads a meal or spare change and a smiley face. He is dressed in the finest garments of stained MX newspapers. He sleeps in a double, triple, king-size, four-post poster bed constructed by 4 plastic crates. He sleeps. He dreams, and he's only awoken by the smooth sounds of the most reliable alarm clock. The train tracks and intercom never fail to provide him with the most nutritious and gourmet breakfast of business suits, stampeding on the ambitions he once had and the mirage of aspirations that no longer exist. I saw a man today, but I pretended not to notice his presence. As he smelled and appeared unfamiliar to what I was accustomed, my conditioning as a civilized human made me clench and stiffen, stick my chin up and speed my rhythm. My feet were on autopilot, but I didn't mind. Yet today was different. I felt the urge to slowly walk back, reach into my pocket and produce a $10 note and place it on his silver platter, his cardboard box. Looks up at me, and it felt as if the clouds lassoed the sun and the sun rays galloped to the sky as if returning home from battle, and greeted with a crooked smile. He says, "Thanks, young fella." I said, "No worries, man. Is there anything else I could do for you?" He says, "Why in such a hurry?" I said, "I gotta get to it, man. Time's money." His smile went away. And at that moment, I could see every wrinkle, every hope, every blemish disappear out of his face. No Instagram app would conceal his disappointment, his anger leading through his eyes. He says, "Time is all I got. And I've been here for 8 months with not a single dollar to my name. Time is not money. Time is a thief that robbed me blind in an alley and replaced my family and my livelihood with pipe needles and veins thicker than concrete. If you see time, tell him I'm looking for him. Tell him I want my life back and he can keep the change." I said, "I'm sorry. I am sorry for your misfortune, and I do hope God can answer your prayers. And I know sometimes the days feel like they're blurred and luck is nowhere to be seen, but you gotta understand, to experience happiness, you must blindfold your regrets, polish your pride, be the change you want to see in yourself, knock down on the doors of opportunity and storm in there and claim what is rightfully yours, your humanity." But to be quite honest, I didn't say any of that. In fact, I didn't even stop to donate a piece of my time or donate a spare dime. I kept on walking like we always do, and I went to my office and I sat and ate and typed and complained, and I left and I arrived at home with clean clothes and a bed. And I closed my eyes and I slept. But I was raised by an honest father, taught the subtleties of masculinity to the carved-out scriptures passed down through my ancestors, tribes of men who marched to the sound of trumpets, whispering sweats, calloused feet, juggernaut pride and cobblestone walls of bravery, standing tall like a splendor of 1,000 suns, splintering their courage through you. They are men because they claim their humanity. But regardless of what you may say, we are two runaway trains, head-on collisions on train tracks that were train to track train, thoughts of should-have-beens and could-have-beens. See, we are merely cargoes of haystacks, convinced that none of us are a needle worth looking for, a byproduct of social construct. Televisions for fathers taught that being a man is done through reps and sets, and confidence can be found in between the inner thighs of girls looking for you know what. But what is a man? And since when did showing up on time mean that you care so much about people? And since when did the amount in your account balance account for anything you didn't amount to? And since when did bare-knuckle brawling become a synonym for tougher than concrete? When you end up laying face first in it, see regret took me out back and slugged my face in last night in my arms, found my hands again, found all my broken promises, grabbed them by the neck, picked them up, shook them out, stared into their eyes and said, we still have work to do. So scale the walls, young brothers, and don't carry yourself like a question mark staring at your feet, looking for something to cling on to. Stand tall like an uninvited exclamation point to a bedtime story, because there are riots in your palms, there is life in your breath, there is light in your plight. And just know that when you step into a room, let the echo of your footsteps scream out, beam out like landmines of purple heart purpose that even gravity will be happy to embrace. And just know your tongue is louder than any hammer. Your thoughts are the jury, your words are convictions. Just know your shoulders are carved from ancient Adam and Eve stones. The cobblestone empires were built on, carried the world's burdens, yet still saved room for her cheek to call your heartbeat a pillowing. Dear grandmother, truth is, I never met my grandfather, but whenever you speak of him, your eyes widen like football fields, your withered cheeks blush rosy red, your smile fills the room like forgotten curtains on a summer morning. You tell stories of him as your lips break free from the shackles of repressed memories and your wall collapses, relapses, elapses, synapses snapping, connections too quick for your thoughts to catch up to you. I catch you daydreaming. You place your open palm on my right cheek and bring me closer to you as your chin cuddles my forehead. And the salty remnants of your teardrops travel that oh so familiar downward stream. Grandmother, I know he must have been a good man. See, I know cemeteries that have more life than what we share. With every riff and every breath, may God bless those scars that tore your chest. When those hospital lights claimed your breast, when those beauty-spotted sores upon your skin camouflaged as pores to let hope in a country where suicide is a season in springtime. When your nights are spent sleepless and your days are plagued with pretentious advice like time heals all wounds. Well, I'm going to give time. And I'm going to draw clocks on these cuts and band-aids and pin both hands at 12 so my prayers can be on time for a change. Because I have seen way too many battles won by blindfolded wrists that refuse to give up, refuse to let go of arms that didn't want to be held by hands that needed them to hold on when all the light went away. Grandmother, you give me the language to speak my identity for the first time. And I have a list of questions I want to ask you, like, did you really walk them to school 3 miles every day and back? And how did you feed 9 kids with 3 loaves of bread every day? In fact, every blink, a moment to capture your own history. Grandmother, how did you cope when your sons were treated like unmarked cargo, nameless as they latched onto steel sails, pressed against their flesh, tore through obese oceans, made do with fragile boats that resembled broken bones of those that couldn't make it, held together by a prayer? Grandmother, can I borrow your patience? Because your heart must be a coal mine by now. There are no t-shirts for this. This isn't a lame excuse to get some applause for a poem. I know your face still. Do you know mine?